officers' wives when I was the national president of NAWA, and I just thought I should bring it on board. And it's the latest on my diary that with the coming of the new year, I should start a program called Family Support Welfare, a thrift shop, and I think something else there still in my diary. And we just picked on the family support instead of welfare. It's changed to a program when we started the program. And I thought I should address the family because we all come from family backgrounds. We believe in our family tradition and we respect the family institution. And I believe that we should focus on the family and then introduce whatever comes within the family support program. And we came up with a blueprint that addresses a lot of issues that we thought we should give support in that area.
What is the family support program doing to sustain the more than 90% coverage of the national program on immunization?
It has its own board, it has its own blueprint, and it's backed by a decree. It has its own money set aside, and it's the cooperation between the National Program on Immunization, the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Women Affairs, and the relevant international organization. And they're doing well, they have done very well, and they're still doing their very best. We hope to have more than the 90% coverage, and it's going to continue. It's an independent body.
The National Hospital for Women and Children is a project that is very dear to your heart. How soon can we expect it to be commissioned, and how is it going to be managed?
Well, in a few months' time, definitely before the 1st of October, and we are very busy putting our heads together, the members of the Board of Trustees, the contractors, the equipment company, and the monitoring group. We are coming out with a lot of proposals for the running of the hospital. When it's time, we'll let the nation know.
Going to the question of empowerment, this has always been highlighted under the FSP plan of action. What is its focus and why is it a fundamental?
Women empowerment.
Yes.
Women are also human beings. You and I are human beings, and we need to be empowered. You and I have been empowered, that is why we are here. There are so many of us that don't have that opportunity. We want to do our best between us that have been fairly empowered to assist those that have not been empowered, and we've done a lot in that area by sensitizing the women through the FSP, through the Ministry for Women, through the National Council and other NGOs. And I think the women are very, very aware, especially after Beijing, and we want them to really participate in all of the activities and take part. We want them to be properly educated, or at least fairly educated. We want them to be very healthy, to have good health. I want them to have good food through balanced nutrition. We want everything good for the women, and if everything is good for the women, it's going to be definitely good for the rest of the family, the husband, the children, everybody.
Certainly. Another major area of concern for the family support program is poverty alleviation, and that mission has been buttressed with the creation of the Family Economic Advancement Program. What is the focus of FEAP from your own perspective as the initiator of that program?
FEAP focuses on the entire nation, and especially the fairly disadvantaged, the rural populace, the women, the disabled, the widows, and so forth. It's a program that addresses everybody, and it's a program that has been fairly well accepted, and I'm sure by the time it's put into motion, maybe tomorrow, everybody is going to benefit, and I hope everybody will sincerely use this opportunity to enlighten themselves, to use the monies to benefit themselves. And then eventually the country will be properly mobilized for industrialization, because we have a lot of raw materials that have been identified in all of the local areas, in all the local government areas of the country. And then we've put the blueprint to address everybody. And then a lot of people are going to be really involved apart from the beneficiaries. And I think it's a very good program. It's going to be very complementary to the vision when it takes off. And it's a grassroots program.
Nigerians are very happy, I must say, about the introduction of FEEP. And of course they're praying for it to continue. What would you have to say about its sustainability?
Well, first and foremost, I have to appeal to Nigerians to change our attitude, to be more responsible, and to be very active. You know that things do not just happen because you have money. You have to utilize this money for good things to come. And I don't want them to use these monies very recklessly, because you can have money, you can just spend it overnight. But you see, you cannot make money overnight. And this is money that comes to people overnight because it's a national money. I would believe that everybody should benefit from the money that the taxpayers pay, or from the oil and wherever is the source. And I believe the people should make the maximum use of this opportunity. And then it's in a few years' time, definitely, I think time will tell how beneficial it's going to be to the people.
Your Excellency, the banks, the commercial banks, are to be involved in the disbursement of FEEP loans. Would they, the banks that is, be operating under a special arrangement?
Yes. They are supposed to operate under this very special arrangement of giving loans, monitoring, and supervising the jobs through their expertise or their experts, and at the same time recovering the loan. Another aspect is they have also indicated their wish to participate in giving the loan to the people by contributing their own amount, at least in half. That is a very welcome idea, and it's being looked into very, very seriously. And I hope by the time we clear all the hitches, that will be a bonus for the Nigerian people. The money that the federal government gave out as grant to start, and the money that the banks are going to contribute also. It's going to be a lot of money. I congratulate Nigerians for that benefit.
How optimistic are you about the efficacy of the program?
Well, you know, in everything you have to be optimistic. I'm very optimistic because of the enthusiasm that the people showed in the program, and the cooperation they gave, and everything involves people. Money alone cannot be active. People give the loans, people use the loans for their own benefit. And then when programs fail, it depends on the people. And when programs succeed, it also depends on the people. I hope and pray that the people that give money to and the people that receive and utilize will be very, very thorough, will be very honest and God-fearing. And I think they should think of their own lives and Nigeria first. They should think of making Nigeria great. They should think of improving our lot in life. We should think of the future of this country and the future of the generation. And I think that should give us the ability to really make sure that we make use of these funds very profitably and then return them back to the banks for future use. I'm very optimistic. People are good.
What is the Family Support Program, Basic Education Program all about? And how is this going to be implemented?
It's about giving people the basic education they need in life. The basics of reading and writing and counting. and the basics of awareness about their health, about their well-being, about life, and so on. Because if you can read and write, you have a lot of advantage reading other things and understanding what you read and so on and so forth. It opens, it brightens the future for you. And it's about teaching people, the youth, the women, the children, the disabled, the widows. It's supposed to give them a sense of learning some skills and so on. And then it could be improved upon with time.
We've spoken about the empowerment of women. I would like you to comment, Your Excellency, on the transition program which is expected to end this year and what the FSP is doing to support women in politics.
Well, we've done a little bit earlier on, and then we've called a workshop, we've called the women in politics or the women politicians. We've talked to them to go and put their heads together and to really work hard together with the men so that they also are recognized and are nominated for posts so that they can be voted in. But you see, the basic problem is they don't have money. And then we hope to use this year's International Women's Day to raise funds for them nationally, from Abuja to all the state capitals. The Ministry of Women Affairs and the National Council of Women Societies are really working hard to put up a program so that we could raise funds for them and then so give them the necessary support to really go and campaign and get the necessary backing they really need for offices.
Your Excellency, Nigeria as a nation state today has a vision for a greater tomorrow, the Vision 2010. Is the FSP fashioning its operations in line with the program of action of Vision 2010?
Well, I think there are a lot of coincidences. You know, FSP was there before Vision was started. And I think it's a very good coincidence that whatever it is we're fashioning in FSP has a lot of relevance in Vision. And I think we are partners in progress. We're going along.
As the initiator and leader of the African First Ladies Peace Initiative, what are the successes that have been recorded?
We started with the ECOWAS First Ladies in '96, and we followed by sending relief material to Liberia. And then we had the African First Ladies last year, which also led us to Harare. We've sent relief material to Burundi, Rwanda, and we've sent relief materials to our own internal small areas like Bakassi, like Wari, and like the Ife Modakeke crisis. And we were about to have a meeting this month in Sudan that is being organized by the First Lady of Sudan, but unfortunately because of the tragedy that happened in Sudan, about the accident that happened with the Vice President and the other people, it's been shelved. But Mrs. Rawlings is also coming up as the West African coordinator of the peace mission. She's coming up with a program. We are waiting very eagerly to receive from her. I'm sure peace mission has also come to stay because it's something that is really needed in Africa. We have started our own first step, and I'm sure that in future other First Ladies will also come along and give it a boost and expand it. And I think it's a very necessary mission that we have created for peace. We've shown our concern for peace in our continent, in our regions, in our nations. We've shown concern for women and children in particular. We don't want wars. We want peace and stability because Africa is very, very backwards. And if we continue to witness wars and conflicts, we are not going to progress. We are poor. We have a lot of problems to really tackle. So I believe that we should leave wars alone now. And I think it's very old-fashioned to fight wars. I think the world is civilized enough to dialogue and come to agreement. And people should be brave enough or bold enough, or I don't know, whatever it is you want to call it, to accept mistakes, to accept defeats in order not to go into war. We want this to happen, and we are going to make sure we we focus our attention on that through our husbands and through our governments in our countries to minimize conflicts as much as possible.
Consolidating the gains of the Maiden African First Ladies Summit, how has it been? Has it been smooth sailing?
It has, because we adopted a lot of, through the resolution, we adopted a lot of strategies and so on to introduce into our country's governments. And we have started implementing ours as far back as sometime last year. And we have read the resolutions during the peace mission.
What is the mission planning for Sierra Leone, considering the assistance that it rendered in Rwanda, Liberia, and Burundi?
We've already so far voted about 10 million naira, and then purchase is going on in areas of food, medicine, and clothing. And in fact, some people are bringing their contributions. I think the Ministry of Education is bringing us some books to take there for the school children. I'm sure the Ministry of Agriculture is going to help us with some seeds for the new planting season. And immediately the proper government is reinstated, we send in our relief material. I hope Nigerians will support us by bringing their own contributions in cash and kind, so that when the time comes for our goods to be taken to Liberia, we ship everything.
Admirably combined your role as a mother and wife to the head of state, as well as mother to the nation and that of First Lady. Being a role model for many Nigerian women, what advice do you have for the Nigerian woman especially?
The woman should basically remain being a woman. She's a mother, she's a wife, she's a daughter, she's a sister. And every woman should try to be a model of good womanhood. We should not try to be men. We should not try to be anything that we are not. You can be a woman, you can be very feminine, you can still achieve. So my advice to the women is they should continue to support themselves and their family, but remain to be the mothers, remain to be the wives, and remain to be women, so that we continue to give good examples to our children and to the future generation that is coming.
By the grace of God, Your Excellency, you will be
51.
We would like to congratulate you and wish you many more happy and fruitful years. Having the advantage of age and experience, do you have a special word for Nigeria's youth?
Well, I think I should write a book on that one, or I should produce a blueprint on and I wish everybody well. And I want to use this opportunity to thank people for their support, for their kindness, for their prayers, and peace, and